One of the most important things in life is making decisions. Growing up as a kid, my parents always told me the difference between being a kid and an adult was making your own decisions. At that time, I didn't know what they meant, but about 2 years ago, I was driving down the road in my beautiful truck, Francesca, when I was listening to the great Kenny Rogers, The Gambler. I heard the chorus, "You gotta know when to hold 'em, when to fold 'em, when to walk away and run." Those lyrics right there help me better understand what my parents have always been trying to tell me about making your own decisions. Starting off this year, COVID-19 was not what we all expected. We were dealt a hand that nobody really liked or wanted. But we couldn't just throw those cards away just because we wanted to. We played them out and made the best that we could. We hosted live CDE awards this year, and I remember one specifically when I announced Ag Mechanics. When I called out the highest first individual, Jake Simpson, I just remember him turning his camera on, unmuting himself, and you could just hear the entire class jump up, scream and yell with joy. You could just feel the energy flow right through the screen, and I had to stop and just smile because there was so much excitement and joy that that's all you could feel. And I wanted to do that more, which is why I created Giggles with Gunnar. This year felt like there wasn't enough humor, enough smiles, enough laughs, so I started the videos to tell some dad jokes, some corny jokes, and just to try and make South Carolina smile. At the time, I didn't notice, but I wasn't only making a smile for members, I was also doing it for their families and friends. One of the members came up to me and they said, "My mom waits every week for you to post your video because she loves to laugh at them." Life doesn't always give you the perfect hand that you want, but it's up to you whether or not you want to persevere and make the best out of the cards you're dealt. Starting off freshman year in high school, I was transferring from Rock Hill to York. I was the new kid on the block. I didn't know anybody, but I did know one thing. I loved football. I loved playing the sport and knowing that I would be able to go out there and have a good time. I knew as being the new kid, I wouldn't be a starter. I would have to work my way up the totem pole and finally be able to get that starting position. I worked days and nights, worked 24/7, until finally the coach came up to me and he said, "Gunnar, I want you to be on the JV team instead of the ninth grade team." I had to play it cool. I was like, "Yes, sir, I'd be honored to." But inside, I was excited. I was like, finally, that hard work is being paid off. I'm finally going to get out there and start on the field. And then, boom, just like that. 30 minutes later, in the practice, I break my ankle. I'm out for the rest of the year, and I felt lost. I was devastated that I couldn't play football anymore, and I didn't know what to do. That's when I decided I wanted to fold my cards on football and get dealt a new hand, which was the FFA for me. I signed up for an agri-science class that spring because coming in, I didn't know what agriculture was. I was curious. But I went ahead, talked to my advisor, and he said, "Well, you can join 2 CDE teams. You can join either horse judging or soil evaluation." Being a city kid, I was like, soil evaluation, isn't that just dirt? So I started off with horse judging. I show up to the first day of practice and realize I'm in the wrong class. I showed up to soil evaluation, and being the shy person I was that year, I was too afraid to get up and walk out the door. So I sat there. I listened to the teacher talk about soils and the joy of soil evaluation, and I was hooked. I was intrigued by soils and what all you could do with just soils. I finally made the team, and then we went to state competition. And my advisor, he told me this, I will never forget it. He said, "If you never broke your ankle, you would have never been on this team." and it was like the biggest light bulb just popped right above my head and made me realize I had a passion for agriculture. I had a passion for the FFA. And that's all because I folded my cards on football and just to be dealt a new hand. And that's when I decided I wanted to run with it. Next school year comes, my ankle's all healed, and it's football season. But when I get out on the field, I'm not thinking about the plays or the football. I'm thinking more about the soul under my feet. So I started competing in more CDE events, and I started running for chapter offices. And that senior year, I got chapter president. South Carolina FFA, life is going to deal you a hand, and it's up to you whether you want to hold them, fold them, walk away, or run with it.
Gunnar, we've never met anybody who loves the office as much as you do. Thank you so much for your corny jokes with almost anything you can imagine, and your spontaneous personality. Our team wouldn't have been the same without you on it this year. We love you, Gumby. Love, Addison, Tori, Gracie, Lee, and Ashlyn.